Multicam isn't better than single camera. And yes, I'm saying this while running 3 cameras right now. Because multicam is great when you actually need it. Single camera isn't cheaper just because it uses less gear. The mistake people make is choosing based on budget or hype instead of purpose. I'm SwoleNerd Productions. We create content on Roids, and we help businesses go from NPC to main character by choosing the right setup, not the flashiest one. If you've ever added more cameras and somehow made the video worse, hit subscribe. That made me laugh when I wrote that. But anyway, yeah, so really quick, before we get into the video, just a real quick funny story. I've used multicam on podcasts before. In this room, we have 5 cameras set up. And it's just kind of funny because I have the main camera on person 1, camera 2 on person 2, the wide camera, and then I set some kind of like over the shoulder behind the head. They came out terrible. They came out so bad. Like, I really want to do an over the shoulder, but it just is not working. So I'm gonna have to redo that. So anyway, that's one of the cases where multicam is not better because it just looks absolutely worse. But anyway, back to the video. Multicam and single camera solve different problems. Single camera setups are about focus. One angle, one frame, one message. They're great for brand stories, testimonials, ads, or anything emotional where you want people locked in and not distracted. When done right, a single camera feels intentional, cinematic, and personal, but the trade-off is time. If someone messes up a line, you reset. If they stumble, you roll again. If the pacing feels off, you're fixing it in the edit. Single camera saves gear, it does not save time. Multicam is about coverage and control. Multiple angles mean fewer resets, and you can cut around mistakes. You can keep conversations flowing. That's why multicam shines for podcasts, panels, events, and long-form content where momentum matters more than perfection. You don't know, but I've messed up quite a bit on this episode already. But thanks to multicam, you will never know. Multicam doesn't make your video better, it makes it safer. But here's the part people don't expect. Multicam adds complexity. More cameras means more lighting consistency, more audio routing, more sync problems, more planning before you ever hit record. I think this episode, just in general, setting up multicam took me like 4 hours because I'm just testing out all these different things. I'm doing the lighting, I'm doing the frames per second, the FPS, just everything camera related that you would do on a single camera. I had to do it, in this case, ×3. You know what? That's a whole nother subject, but just know there's a long setup time to run multiple cameras on something as simple as this video. But I was feeling a little extra. So anyway, so if someone says multicam is easier, what they really mean is it's easier after you've done the hard work up front. Now let's talk about the biggest mistake I see. People choose multicam because it looks more professional. That's backwards. Professional isn't about how many angles you have. Professional is whether the setup supports the message. A poorly lit multicam shoot looks worse than a well-lit single camera interview every time. If you're filming one person delivering a clear message, single camera is usually the right move. If you're filming conversations, live switching, or anything that can't stop and reset, multicam makes sense. The goal isn't more cameras, the goal is clarity. If the setup helps the viewer understand, trust, and stay engaged, you pick right. If it distracts, complicates, or adds nothing, you picked wrong, no matter how expensive it was. That's how businesses stay NPCs. They chase production instead of intention. Main characters choose a setup that serves the story. That's the real difference between single camera and multicam. I'm SwoleNerd Productions. I'll see you in the next one.